Hi everybody, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast. So today's educational type video is going to be a little different than just your normal pattern or tutorial of one of my patterns. I decided that this next pair of socks that I was making, I wanted to use the grass stitch, which I have previously recorded and put up how to do the knitted grass stitch pattern. But, you know, I knit socks in the round, as do most people, and the pattern is based on a flat piece of fabric. So I figured now would be a good time, since this is just a very, very easy 2-row repeat, to go over with some of the things you can look at if you're wanting to take something from the flat and turn it into a round. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I went ahead and worked up a little bit of a swatch here. Now, being brown, it's going to be a little bit hard to see, of course, but I will do the best that I can. So you can kind of see the zigzag here a little bit. But more than the pattern, I'm just going to be explaining the two different rows being worked in the flat versus worked in the round, and hopefully help shed a little light or give some understanding on how you can turn something from a flat piece of fabric being worked up into the round. In most cases, it won't work in all cases, but it does work in most cases. So on this swatch, I have 14 stitches. That gives me 2 salvage edges, which will always be knitted to kind of hold a like structure on both sides of the piece of fabric. Those are not required or needed in your round, because it's being worked in the round, and that is what gives it structure. So I'm going to work through the first row on this swatch, and then I'll work the pattern on the round, and then we'll do the second row on the swatch and then in the round. I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm just going to give you an idea. Okay, so this pattern, real quick as a refresher from my previously recorded tutorial on the grass stitch, I'm knitting that outside stitch on both sides. So knit, then you knit. It's a 4 stitch repeat. So we knit the first stitch, slip the next stitch, knit the next stitch, yarn over, and then you pass your slipped stitch over your knitted stitch and your increased stitch, which was the yarn over, which I just dropped. There we are. So you have passed your slip stitch over 2 stitches, and then knit that 4th stitch. That is your 4 stitch repeat, your multiples of 4. So again, real quick, we'll go through. It's knit, slip, knit, yarn over, and pass your slipped stitch over your increase and your knit stitch, and then knit. That's your 4 stitches. One more time. Knit, slip, knit, yarn over, pass. Oops, dropped it. And knit. Then you have your salvage stitch, your edge stitch, and knit it. Okay, so that's our pattern in the flat. That is very, very simple 4 stitch repeat. So now we're going to go to the round. And like I said, you would not need your salvage stitches. You would just simply start row 1, which will now be round 1. And the same as flat, you're just going to keep repeating those 4 stitches all the way around. So here we go. You knit the first one, slip the next one, knit the next one, yarn over, and then pass that slipped stitch over those 2, the knit and the yarn over, and knit the next stitch. And that is your 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you would simply continue on around all the way to the end. Knit, slip, knit, yarn over, and pass. And knit that last stitch. So that is the continuation in the round all the way around, repeating those same stitches all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this round off camera, and then we'll move on to row 2 and round 2, which again, this is only a 2-row repeat. Okay, so now we're back to the swatch, and we're going to turn our work over, and row 2, now we're using our salvage edge because we are on a flat panel, so we're going to knit that first stitch. Okay, now the next part is to purl all the way to the last stitch and knit the last stitch. Okay, so let's talk about a purl. What is a purl stitch? It's a reverse knit stitch. So instead of having a bump, your purl bump, these bumps here, instead of having it on this side, which is the right side, you have it on the wrong side over here on the back of the fabric. Okay, so you're creating a knit look, a knit stitch on the right side of your fabric, and a purl stitch on the wrong side of your fabric, because a purl is a reverse knit. A couple more stitches and we'll move to the round. You've probably started to gather what I'm going to do on the round. Let me knit that last stitch, and we'll take a quick look at it. But you see how these are all knitted all the same? Like I said, it's going to be hard on your eyes with it being brown. I'm sorry. Bad choice of color. But you see all the bumps on this side? That's the purl side, the wrong side. Okay, so if a purl stitch is initially and in the end just a reverse knit, so what do you think our round 2 would be, working in the round and not reversing our work and working on the inside? You got it. We're just going to knit all the way around for round 2. So go through and knit a few stitches, and you'll be able to see from the back side, the inside of this tube, that those stitches would have been purl stitches. So this is probably one of the easiest patterns to explain how designers will take a flat pattern and turn it into a round pattern. Now it gets more complicated with the different stitches and different way that patterns are worked up. This particular 2-row repeat was very easy, and with all of the second row stitches being purl stitches, I knew that I could do it very easily in the round. But I just wanted to share with you a small idea of how designers will take something that is worked in the flat and make it go in the round. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please let me know down in the comments section. Give me a thumbs up if you have. Until next time, everyone, be blessed and be a blessing. Bye, everyone.